Hey, my good people. I'm Rob Pasker, anchor for tonight's episode of YRD TV for the Young Realtors division of NAREB. So for you all that do not know, you're going to get familiar. NAREB is an acronym for the National Association of Real Estate Brokers, which is the oldest and largest African-American real estate trade association in the country, comprised of over 90 local chapters across 35 states. The Young Realtors division of NAREB was founded in 1996 with the mission of redefining the real estate culture for tomorrow's leaders by empowering the youth, communities through wealth building, career exposure, mentorship, professional development, and leadership training. So with YRD TV, we're coming at you every Monday night, and we're excited to have the opportunity to provide unique programming that will highlight and celebrate relevant information, policies, and real-life stories surrounding Black real estate in the United States. So this is a movement, and being a movement, it's going to take each and every one of us to push the needle forward. So we want your involvement. We want you to get involved. We want to hear what you'd like to see. We want to know who's in the building right now. We got about 4 people that's live. I know that number is going to shoot up. So if you're watching right now, let us know where you're from. Represent your chapter, represent your region, because that's how we get down. That's what we like to do. All right. So today we got a very special guest. It's an honor to have the man that we have coming on tonight. We have NAREB National Past President. We have a YRD co-founder, Mr. Julius Cartwright. So for you all that do not know Mr. Cartwright here, oh man, he's a powerful man, a visionary, a man of vision, a man that puts in work and takes things to the next level. He's built a very successful business in Dream Team Realty out of Cleveland, Ohio, which is a full service real estate brokerage, upscale Select Builders Incorporated, a new construction and rehabs development company, and Equity Movement Enterprises, which is a free consumer-based membership organization serving as the Uber of financial awareness and the Amazon of financial wellness. Mr. Cartwright's astute ability to access and seize opportunities, create business synergies, and empower people has propelled him to excel in his profession and simultaneously serve his community. He is the publisher of Equity Movement magazine since 2019. And if you never had one, you want to get you one, tap into that because it's a lot of good information. So with that being said, you all help me bring in, welcome, past president, Mr. Julius Cartwright. What's going on, sir?
Hey, what's happening, man? How you doing?
What's the word? What's the word? How you doing out there? You in Cleveland, correct?
Beautiful, man. Just a little chilly, but ain't nothing we ain't used to.
And nothing we ain't used to. You know, I'm here in Toledo, and I say, like, I've been here my whole life in Ohio, and this winter, I never get used to it. Ever. Ever, man. I don't know. But I'm still here. Toledo love me, so I'm still here for now. But I want to thank you for taking the time today to come in, touch base with us at YRD, share some of that insight, reflect on us about your real estate journey in the hopes that we pick up some inspiration and push it forward.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. So with that being said, can you tell us a little bit about your real estate background and how you got into the real estate industry?
Well, I was blessed enough to get involved in the real estate industry at a very young age. I started taking classes when I was about 21. I got licensed at the age of 22, and I've been doing it full time ever since. I haven't punched a time clock over the past 34 years. Been doing this full time.
Wow. Okay. Okay. So with that being said, I have something here that you may be privy to, but I want the people to see this as well, because I think it's special. Let's check it out. I want to know what your thoughts are when you look at this picture here, man. Tell me about the era. Tell me about what year it was and what was going on here.
Oh my God, that would have been 1989 at a brokerage here called AJ Lewis and Associates. That's me in the back with the kind of high top fade a little bit. Yeah, that's where I cut my teeth with that crew right there. The hard way, getting in and cold calling, doing what we need to do, and just grinding. Because we didn't have all the technology tools that we have today. So back then, you had to put in work. Most of it was cold calling the old fashioned way.
I got you. So with that being said, have you found like a favorite aspect of the real estate industry? Because it's a very broad industry.
Yeah, it is. It's broad, and I've been blessed enough to touch on all aspects of it. I started off more as a listing agent, listing, and then eventually I developed my sales skills and started selling, and then I started working with investors, maybe 25, 30 years ago. And I've kind of moved in. I kind of get bored real easy with real estate. Not that it's not important, and home ownership isn't important, especially for African Americans, but just the process. So I have to maneuver, and I've kind of bounced around from a new construction to investor focus to first time home buyers. And of course, doing the REO days, I was a Fannie Mae broker for about 15 years doing REO stuff. So now I've kind of moved around a little bit.
I got you. I got you. And that's the beauty of the industry. Like I said, there's so many opportunities and so many different silos that you can move around and figure it out what you want to do, and then reinvent yourself, create systems, create that passive income, and keep it moving. So
Absolutely.
you've been highly involved in NAREB, serving your community while building your business. Can you tell us a little bit about your realtor story?
Yes, for some reason, I don't know why my screen is blurry. It started off clear, but I'm not sure what's going on. But at any rate, yeah, when I started, the company I started with, one of the gentlemen there, Lionel Lewis, was actually the Realtors president. So you didn't have a choice. You had to join. And back then, they just took the dues out of your commission when you close a deal that was significant enough to make the deduction. So I really didn't have a choice to join the Realtors. It was part of our company makeup. Everybody joined, and you don't see that today, where brokers are really enforcing people. That was a thing they did in the 70s, the 80s, and I would say about half of the 90s. But the last, 20 years or so, brokers are not enforcing that. Agents pay their dues and be a part of the organization, which we probably need to go back to doing that as a group. But that's how I got introduced to the Realtors. And when I got introduced to it, I understood what it was about. I liked it, supported it. I didn't have an issue with paying the dues or anything like that, because I was proud to be part of a Black organization.
I got you. And your leadership skills, man. You worked your way up the ladder all the way to the national president, as a national president of NAREB.
That is correct.
And with that being said, you are also a co-founder of this very organization, the Young Realtors Division. So with that being said, could you tell us a little bit about what was going on around the time that YRD was formed? What was the mission and vision at that point?
Well, it's funny. Let me digress real quickly. I did go through the necessary steps of being a local board president for actually 3 years. I had to stay on an extra year because Henry Stoudemire Jr. refused to be president. And so as a result, I was the state president and the local board president at the same time. So needless to say, everybody got tired of hearing my lengthy reports, because I had to give multiple reports at those board meetings. But yeah, we all got on the board, and there was a group of us. There was some of us, a few of them were on the board. Ron Branch, Roland Somerville were on the board, and probably in '94. I was blessed enough to get on in Atlanta in 1995. And then after a year of us coming together, we felt like we could make a change in the organization and we could impact, and our voice needed to be heard. And we felt like the best way to do that was to create this association. And subsequently, that's exactly what we did. And it was created in 1996, and it's really been a blessing, and we blessed a lot of people. And we've had some of our people that help us set this in place be blessed as well.
Absolutely. So, I mean, speaking of those blessings, how do you feel YRD has impacted NAREB since its inception?
Well, it impacted NAREB very quickly in two ways. We started in 96. By 2003, the leadership of the National Association of Real Estate Brokers were at the helm of two people who were birthed in the Young Realtors Association. So Ron Branch became the president of the National Association of Real Estate Brokers in 2003. And simultaneously, my ex-wife, Vicki Reed Cartwright, became president of the Women's Council. So we had a proven model. In 7 years, this young leadership had ascended to the top of the organization, one being the largest affiliate and two being president of the national organization. So it proved that to make an impact on the organization that YRD fostered leadership and made a significant impact.
I heard that. Yeah, I mean, it's evident in the names that you just named, the people that went on to serve national roles through YRD. Now, do you feel that YRD has relevance in today's real estate industry and today's real estate culture?
Oh, absolutely. All day, every day. Probably more so now because our membership is getting older. I would say the average age of our members may be, this is my guesstimate, I don't have any statistical data to vouch for this, is probably between 60 and 65. And so we need that young energy, but we need young energy that is focused and on the right thing and not over aggressively taking on roles and positions for the wrong reasons.
I heard that. Well, that's what we're here for, to empower young leaders within the organization. Also, let young people in the industry know that NAREB exists. I know for me, the only reason I found out about NAREB is because a young realtist, one of my good friends, was third generation in his grandmother's brokerage. So he put me on the NAREB, and, ever since then, it's helped elevate my life and help me serve my community. So if, for those realtors out there, you've been successful in many different aspects of real estate and also in industries outside of real estate. What type of advice do you have for realtors that are looking to take their careers and elevate?
I would say get involved, be active, make a difference. You see something you don't like, don't complain about it, be about it, and take an active, aggressive role in getting involved to make meaningful change. And that's exactly what we did. We, the founding members of YRD, had that goal in mind. That was our objective. But we also was very respectful of leadership. We were respectful of people who had served in a position because we recognized the people that went before us that allowed us to be where we were. And we really followed a group in the organization called the Young Turks, which had happened during Jim Haynes' career, which sort of launched Jim Haynes, Tom Holmes, Evelyn Reeves, Ray Carlisle. That group came up as the Young Turks. And so they were very supportive of the young realtors because they saw themselves in us and they recognized the need and they understood the struggle that we could reach people that they couldn't reach. And just as someone reached out to you, you probably would not be involved in the organization had you not been approached by a young person. So it's needed. The organization needs to be moving in that direction. The homeownership buyers are moving in that direction. In terms of the African American community, it's millennials and Gen Z. Those are next up in line to buy, and that aligns with our membership should look like the market. And so we need individuals like yourself and the rest of the YRD team and others who are not involved to get involved and get other people involved and play a role.
Absolutely. So that's what we're up to, and that's what we're working on. So, Mr. President, I appreciate you. We appreciate you taking the time to come and chop it up with us and really break down, how we've gotten to this point, and also what direction we should be headed on in the future. And that's what we are about, redefining the real estate culture for tomorrow's leaders, creating a platform for realtists or young people in our industry that are passionate about serving the community, giving them a platform not only to just grow and elevate, but to also serve more people. So with that being said, you got anything else for us?
Yeah, the last thing I would say is for any young realtors is to reach out and find at least 3 to 5 people in the organization nationally, not necessarily people in your local, because you can talk to them anytime, but you need to be mentored and guided by someone that's been around where you can feed off of them. And what I mean by that is just like we are students of the business that we're in terms of selling real estate, we need to be students of this trade association. That's how I learned so much, was hanging around Teeny Montgomery, a realtors member out of Chicago, that they shared with me that NAREB had been sued by NAR and lost, and that's how we got NAREB, and they dropped the name to NAR. A lot of people don't know that we actually named them. And I wouldn't have known that if I wouldn't have been around someone who remembered the lawsuit and who was actively involved in 1954. So you gotta communicate with the senior membership, because they can impart stories and situations and kind of help you navigate your way through some challenges that you may be thinking we need to overcome, that may be very legitimate, but they may have been approaches and steps that have already been taken in this area, that all you got to do is follow the blueprint. You don't need to go see an architect and get drawings. The drawings are already made, they're archived, they're there. All you got to do is go and talk to somebody and help pull it up and help them pull you through to get to the next step you need to get to, whether that's in your personal career, appraisal, development, sales, REO, luxury buyers, whatever the case is. Somebody in this organization is already doing it very well, whether it's commercial or whatever. Somebody is doing it and they're killing it, and all you have to do is mirror up to that person and do it without reinventing the wheel, thinking you got to figure it out yourself and say, wow, I wish I knew some blacks that was doing this. Well, we know them inside the organization anywhere in the United States. That's the beauty of the organization, because we're all connected through our landscape nationally, and it's impactful. And that, I think, members, whether you YRD or not, we don't take advantage of that enough, in my opinion, that we really need to step up and look at doing that.
I heard that. I mean, making that connection, that's what we're here for ultimately. Is it's an organization of like-minded, like-hearted individuals, so why not tap in and build those relationships? Because I could say that's been instrumental in my life, being able to tap in with you. Even just seeing how you've built your business here in Ohio, has given me inspiration, has given me some tools, and also a blueprint of, how I need to move and, do what I need to do to get to where I want to be. So I can definitely see the value in that. So yeah, we appreciate you, Mr. President.
Yeah, I would say in order to get, you got to ASK, you got to ask. So in order to get, you got to ask. So if you're not asking the right questions, you're not getting what you need to get in this industry. There's somebody in this organization that has done what you want to do, is doing what you want to do, or can point you to somebody that's, moving in that direction. So
absolutely. I want to tell you, man, you dropped a gem there. I did not know about that lawsuit with NAR.
Yeah. So
idea.
I used that during my whole presidency when I went around the country speaking. It was part of what we did that actually from our region, Lachelle coined it, Politics and Pancakes with the President. And it was a membership drive that we went around at breakfasts and kind of spoke. And I used that spiel really, particularly when I was in the room with a bunch of majorities that didn't know a specific situation in Las Vegas where I was brought in to speak, and there were probably 2 African Americans there, and everybody else was Asian, Caucasian, and Latino. So I had to speak a language that they could appreciate the organization, because if you're not of our color, you may analyze our struggle, you may respect it, but you don't have the same value for it. But when you tell them about somebody like NAR having to change their name, and even people within NAR they don't even know it. So you got a generation where the history's lost. So I'm real big on being a history buff and being a historian of the organization, because that history is lost. And as time moves on, if we don't take that history and impart that history in the next Realtors generation that's coming through the pipeline, it's all gone. It's lost, and everybody's telling a different story. And before you know it, the story doesn't have much history.
I heard that we can that's personified in the African principle, saying Kofa, looking to the past for the future.
That's right.
So, yes, sir. Right. Well, again, we appreciate you, Mr. President. I'm sure we'll be seeing you in San Antonio.
Yeah, I'll be there. And if anybody need any help, information with anything that I can be of assistance, be glad to help you, because a lot of people helped me get to where I am in the organization. So the organization was really the cables to charge my battery, because I wasn't getting everything I need to get here locally. And it's no indictment on anybody here in my market. It's just people wasn't creating things, or they didn't have the energy that I was really looking for. So I always look forward to going to places like the Midwinter Conference and the National Convention. So I would definitely be in San Antonio, and looking forward to getting them batteries charged again.
Yes, sir. Likewise. Well, hey, I'll be seeing you soon, man. We appreciate you, Mr. Cartwright.
All right. Take care, my brother.
All right. Hold it down.
All right. God bless.
Yes, sir. So you heard it. You heard what he said. Come get recharged. San Antonio. I don't know. Tickets still might be on sale. They might be on sale. You go to the NAREB website if you haven't got your registration yet. Hopefully you have, because you want to be there March 1st through March 4th. It's going down. Also, YRD General Body Meeting, February 22nd. It's going down. It's a Tuesday evening, 6 o'clock. We're going to have Brother Chris Senegal talk to us about his mission to buy the block and how we can implement some of the principles he uses in our local market. So, the fight continues. We're moving forward. We're sharing information, and we're elevating. So, with that being said, this has been another YRD TV. Y'all have a good night.
Good job.